Say, right? So first and foremost, when I give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakodash. We say them as a personal agreements and a rule teaches our personal truth. And we say salutations of the Akim, so they push you with no truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and constantly in season and season, we say Shalom. So, going into a video here, that's basically touching upon this video. I would go into the video where someone ate raw pork and now their body is filled with tapeworm larvae. Right? Now we know plenty of the stuff that the Lord tell you to stay away. You know, all the stuff that the Lord tell you to stay away, meats the Lord tell you to stay away from is unclean. When you're going to it's unhealthy for the body. Right? It causes these kind of things to happen. Right? But there are Christians who love to tell you that the Lord done away with and that you could go ahead and eat. You could go ahead and eat all these meats. You know, the pork, the shrimps, and whatever it may be that the Lord tell you to stay away from. Now, I like to bring on the scripture here, right? Let me read the book of this is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 33, and I read from verse 2. It says, "A wise man hated not the law, but he that is an hypocrite therein is as a ship in a storm." Right? So you see, a wise man hated not the law. Now we understand that these people outside there, they're not wise, they are foolish. Right? The Lord called them foolish. Hey, these Israelites outside here, they consume pork on a daily basis. They can't go 2 days without consuming this meat. Right? And you know, they were heap unto themselves teachers telling them, hey, you know, the Lord done away with, the law of the Lord done away with. No, so they will tell them that was in the old, that they could go ahead and eat any meat. But hey, the law still stands. That's why the scripture says, a wise man hated not the law, but he that is an hypocrite therein is as a ship in a storm. Verse 3, a man of understanding trusteth in the law, and the law is faithful unto him as an oracle. So a man of understanding trusted in the law, because now you get to understand, right, why the Lord tell us to stay away from these things, how unclean these meats are, right? And all the meats that the Lord tell us to stay away from, all of them are unclean, right? And you would see how much sicknesses that they give to the body, like this, for example, the tapeworm, right? And many other. It's have another worm that swine eating swine does give you, and I believe it is called arthritis. And I know I could be wrong, right? It don't need to be arthritis, but it's something else. Let me see if I find it here quick. Let's do a quick search. Pork meat giving arthritis. Yeah, so what they're saying is pork, it gives inflammation in the body. But it's something else I'm looking for here. Something else I given here. This something to do with. So, like I say, it says trichinosis, also known as trichinosis, is a parasitic disease caused by eating raw or undercooked meat that contains the larva of the trichinella roundworm. It's a so going down, let's go down a little bit. Trichinosis, more commonly known as trichinosis, is a parasitic foodborne disease that is caused by eating raw or undercooked meats, particularly pork products, infested with the larva of a type of roundworm, right? So as you can see, particularly pork products, but there are Christians telling you that go ahead, this meat clean to go ahead and eat. And the thing about it doesn't matter how good you cook pork, you still get some of these diseases, and it's caused many other things to your body, right? So going back to the book of Sirach, it says, the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 33, verse 3, a man of understanding trusteth in the law, right? And you see, we trust in the law. When the things that the Lord tell you to stay away, the meats that the Lord tell you to stay away from, again, when you go into and you look up, you do a little research, you get an understanding of why the Lord tell you to stay away from these things, how unclean it really is, right? And they say, and the law is faithful unto him, and as an oracle unto us, right? You know, there's certain things the Lord tell you to do and that you can't do, and when you look up the reasons why you could do this particular thing and the reason why you cannot do another thing, you get the understanding why, right? So let's play the video.
So this is one of the most insane x-rays I've ever seen. This is a pelvis x-ray. This is the pelvis that you see here, and this is a generous shot, so it also happens to include a significant portion of the femurs bilaterally. Now, what is jumping right out off the screen at us here is this film is riddled with these linear densities, and they're everywhere, and they're innumerable. You can't even begin to count them all. So what the hell are they? This is a condition known as cysticercosis. Essentially, these are larval cysts of Teniasolium, also known as the pork tapeworm. And the life cycle of T. solium is complex, and I'm not going to go into all the details here, but I will just say that the life cycle begins with a human consuming raw or undercooked pig, and then that person becomes infected with the worms in their GI tract and passes the eggs along to another unfortunate human who then consumes them. Now, these cysts can travel anywhere throughout the entire body. In this patient, they've traveled heavily to the musculature and the soft tissues of the hips and the legs. Now, in and of themselves, here, they don't really pose a life-threatening problem. In fact, you'll find this ironic, but this x-ray was only taken because this patient fell and had left hip pain. And if you look closely here, there is an impacted femoral neck fracture here, and it becomes more obvious when you compare it to the contralateral side. So these were all incidental findings. Now, what happens is they lodge here, and over time, they calcify, and that gives them this classic appearance known as rice grain calcification.
You know, so basically, you get the point. What I wanted was just him to show that it came from the pork, right? So let's read another scripture here before I go to the Lord. This is the book of same Surah chapter 41 verse 8. It says, "Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High, of the Most High God. For if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction." And we have seen that these people outside there, they have forsaken the law of the Lord, right? They have forsaken the law of the Lord to the fact where they have now the Christians telling you that the Christians have always been telling you that the law is done away with, and you could go ahead and eat anything, or you could go ahead and do this, or whatever it may be, right? Yeah, some telling you that when you tell them that you're not supposed to eat pork or you're not supposed to eat shrimp or whatever it may be, they're telling you that was in the past, that was in the old, right? So these are the people who have forsaken the law of the Most High, right? So you say, "Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High God. For if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction." It shall be to what? To your destruction. Because we know once you break the law, you're committing what? Sin. And the sin is worthy of death. There are many scriptures that's given unto us that there were men that would have rather died than just making the taste of pork come into the mouth. You know, the woman and her 7 children, right? These are the kind of things of, just to show you that those abide unto the Lord, they become more faithful, right? Only faithful men would abide unto the sayings of the Lord. But those who are not faithful, those are the ones that would tell you, hey, that we could go ahead and eat anything, right? And those are the guys that you're not supposed to be listening to, right? So let's go to the book of listen, before I go here. All right, so let's go to the book of Leviticus, chapter. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 1, right? It say, and the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. So the Lord telling you, these are the beasts that you shall eat, right? Whatsoever part of the hoof and is cloven footed, and chew with the cud among the beasts that shall ye eat, right? So it say, whatsoever parted the hoof, and is cloven footed, and chew with the cud among the beasts that shall ye eat. So it have animals like for example, camels. You're not supposed to be eating camels, right? Even though they chew the cud, you're not supposed to be eating camel, right? Verse 4, it said, nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, right? As the camel. So nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew with the cud, or of them that divided the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof. So the hoof of the camel not divided, right? And you could look up that. He is unclean unto you, right? It says verse 5. Now, even when you look up these type of meats, right, that you're not supposed to be eating, you would see that they cause sicknesses, right? It says verse 5, it says, and the kuni, because he chewed the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you, right? So the kuni is today, I think, believe the kuni, they'll call it a hyrax, right? You can look it up and you'll see it. I say, because he chewed the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you, right? That's not. Before I continue, let me just get something here quick. Yeah, it's like the kuni is like a badger then, right? They say when you look it up in the Strong's, it say a species of rock rabbit. As I say, the hyrax, right? You can look up the hyrax and you would see what it is. It say and the hare, because he chewed the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the swine, right? Because Jake's so foolish, right? Is that some of them you will tell them, so sometimes you dealing with Jake's down here, you will tell them that you're not supposed to be eating pork, or you're not supposed to be eating pig tail, and they will tell you, well, that pig than a pork. It's the same thing. But again, there is the people that are dealing with it, foolish, right? It say and the swine, It say, though he divided the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you. He is unclean. So we're not supposed to be eating no swine, right? And again, this is an example here of why we're not supposed to be eating. Swine have caused many diseases, right? Many sicknesses in people. You can just go and look it up, right? Right? It's a right. So you get that is straight from the law that you're not supposed to be eating no swine, right? Again, no, don't listen to these Christians are telling you all meat clean. Let me just read the scripture. This is the book of 1 Maccabees chapter 1, and let me read from verse 44. It says, for the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land, right? Follow the strange laws of the land, and say, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people. It says, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and right? And it say, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine flesh an unclean beast. So he's telling you that they started to do things that they're not supposed to do, right? With sacrifice swine flesh and unclean beasts. So all these people are telling you that, that was in the old and however it may be, just to show you that these meat that the Lord telling us to eat are unclean unto us, right? They are unclean unto us. It said that they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation, right? They said to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances, and that is what they did, right? I say, and whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. So the men that would, that wouldn't follow the things that the king said to do, which was like to profane the Sabbath days and to eat the swine flesh and so to sacrifice swine flesh, they would die. So it was a decision to stand for the Lord or stand or go with the king, right? And obviously there were many that followed the king, right? But there were those who would rather die than do these things that the king said to do, right? And even unto this day, these people who realize that when they're eating the pork, or the meats that are unclean, is that you're making a decision to go against Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, to go against the Lord, right? Because again, when serving the Lord, everything is an action. Everything is action. The things you do, the things you say, the things that you follow, everything is an action. It have no in between. It's rather you're for the Lord or you're for this place, right? So you get to understand that, hey, the unclean beast, the king had the Israelites doing things that they're not supposed to do, right? Right? So you get the understanding that these meats are unclean unto us and we're not supposed to be eaten, right? You end up like this. You end up like this, and plenty of Israelites just like this. Or they want to know why they're sick, or they're vomiting, or they're nauseous, why they're getting these other sicknesses with it. It's because of the unclean, the things you're putting in your body, the meat that you're supposed to be staying away from, right? I might do a part 2 to this, but nonetheless, you get the understanding of what it is. Stay away from these meats and stop listening to these Christians telling you all that all meat clean, right? Those people that said that they are not faithful unto the Lord, right? So with that, we give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakodash. We said that when it's apostle and elders of great ones and a ruler that teaches our apostle the truth. And we say salutations to the Akim, which push you with the truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and constantly in season and season. We say Shalom.